Hi everyone, this is Andy from FeedOtter. I'm taking time today to write up this blog post and record a tutorial video to walk you through how using FeedOtter with your existing email provider, you can automate a drip of your podcast episodes out to your existing leads, prospects, and subscribers. This is really important. Would you rather have to wait for all of your subscribers to go look up your podcast in their podcasting app of choice and see if you've produced new content, or do you want to deliver new episodes to their doorfront where they are via their email? They're there every single day, every single hour. You can put that content front and center. Using email as a delivery mechanism to promote every new podcast episode is a great way to increase listener engagement and also recruit more subscribers. So let's dive in. In this example, I'm going to use Marketo as my example email service provider. And I'm going to use a company that I found researching B2B companies that do a lot with podcasting. So today, we're going to start with an example using Zilliant. And Zilliant is a B2B company that uses Marketo for all their emailing. And they also have a number of different podcasts. So today we're going to use their podcast. They title B2B Reimagined Podcast. The description, everything here. You can see a very standard podcast hosting page, author information, episode information, nice picture, a little description, and it's hosted on a number of different major podcast platforms. You can even subscribe to get new episodes via email. So they've got everything wired up really well. However, I'm guessing that they are manually sending each podcast episode, or they're not using Marketo to send that email. So they have a separate unsubscribe list, or they're managing a separate list of podcast subscribers apart from their big Marketo system. So of course, you're using Marketo. You want to have all of your emails centralized in Marketo. You want one unsubscribe list. You want Marketo used to segment all the different subscribers. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make it so they can wire this form directly to Marketo and then have Marketo send out emails every time they release a new podcast episode. All right, let's dive in and start creating our podcast email. To do this, we are going to log into FeedOtter. FeedOtter is a Marketo add-on that allows you to automate various types of content emails. And today we're going to do podcast emails. You'll see an example that's running at the top, but I'm going to create a new automated email for this example. And we'll call it the Zilliant New Podcast Drip. Our email provider will be Marketo, but as I mentioned earlier, FeedOtter works great to automate podcast drips for any of the popular email service providers such as Pardot, MailChimp, Eloqua, HubSpot, and NetResults. All right, the first thing we need to do is tell FeedOtter when to check for new podcast episodes. So we don't want to send too many emails. We're going to have FeedOtter checking every week, and we'll put that on Wednesday. We know that Zilliant likes to produce one episode a week. They like to release that episode on Wednesday morning. So let's go ahead and set this for Wednesday at 10 a.m. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in the Zilliant RSS feed. The RSS feed is going to give us access to all of the data from the Zilliant podcast. And it looks like Zilliant is using Libsyn as their hosting platform. So FeedOtter is compatible with all of the different hosting platforms. Libsyn's one of them. You can see that FeedOtter has pulled the most recent episode from the podcast feed and formatted it into a beautiful email. This is one of FeedOtter's built-in podcast email templates. You can bring your own design and use it with FeedOtter if you have one, or you can use one of our built-in templates to make this setup process really, really easy. You'll see here, there's a place for a header image. Let's go ahead and upload a header image for our template. You can see there's a spot to upload a great looking banner image. So we're going to do that. We've dropped that in at the top, and our email is pretty much ready to go. You can see a preview of everything, and everything looks really good. So the next step is just to configure the to from information. And we can include the title of the episode in the subject line, which makes it even more engaging. And from there on out, we need to just connect FeedOtter to Marketo. So if you have an existing FeedOtter account, this will already be set up more than likely if you're using FeedOtter to automate new blog post emails. But if you don't, it's one click. You enter in your Marketo REST API connection information and then fill in the various Marketo channel information that you wish to fill out. And we'll hit the Activate Campaign button. The last step in Marketo is to configure the audience and the email. The audience is done by editing a smart list. So here you're going to target subscribers that are members of a particular list, or maybe they have a certain field set. It doesn't matter. Either way, you can construct any manner of smart list rules here to target your audience for the new podcast email. And that's it. FeedOtter is set up and active. So you can see the zillion new podcast drip. We automatically created a default program and the sample email program that will be cloned every time the new podcast episodes are produced. If you're new to the FeedOtter world, you can create a free trial account and test drive any of the features that I've shown you today. Drop in your podcast feeds, see how they send emails through your Marketo account. It's fully functional. A lot of our customers use us for blog updates and blog digest automation as well. Again, any of those routine content emails that you don't want to have to send every week, every day through Marketo, we can help you automate those. So dial up a trial account, hit one of the buttons and request a demo. We'd love to help you solve that problem. As always, this is Andy, the founder of FeedOtter, signing off, and I look forward to working with you and helping you distribute your content through Marketo in the future.